a shame that we have patents blocking the global south reaping the benefits. Do you think there's scope for any change or any revision of the patent system? Or
And also, you mentioned the TRIPS agreement? Could you also explain that?
Yeah. So patents have been a policy tool that have been around for many years, but and especially in what we call industrialized countries, they have been used in a way to actually, depending on the level of technological capability that a country has, initially you develop that by copying your neighbor, etc. And once you have established a certain capability technologically to innovate yourself, you usually want to protect yourself that others can't copy. That is, and if you see the history of almost any industrial countries, that is how patents have evolved. And the example of Switzerland is a very flagrant one. Up to the 1970s, Switzerland did not accept patents on pharmaceuticals. They may have had patents on the the process, the chemical process, etc., but allowing the Swiss scientists to copy and try to find ways to produce medicines that were, for instance, invented in Germany. But then once that capability was well established, Switzerland also wanted to have patents on their innovation and installed the patent law. But so all of that to say, that was in the 1970s, and as we know, Switzerland today is a very strong pharma country. But until the 1990s, many countries, certainly in the global south, they didn't even have a patent law, or they had patents on certain technologies, but not others. Some countries specifically excluded pharmaceutical and health products from patenting, etc. But then, and this has been a long lobby activity of a number of big companies, including Pfizer, that has been well documented. They have convinced the World Trade Organization, which is an organization where most countries are a member of, and it's supposedly to facilitate trade, etc., to have this one agreement, which is called TRIPS agreement, which stands for Trade-Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights, that actually obliged all the countries to accept a minimum of 20 years of patents on any technology.
Worldwide.
Worldwide. And patents, every country needs to organize their own patent law. And so that agreement in one signature, countries signed that they would all organize a patent system and protect and enforce patents in every domain of technology for 20 years. And I think at that moment, because most developing countries, they were not having a lot of technological capacity, and they probably may not have fully realized what they were signing away. And I'm sure that, I mean, in a trade negotiation, they got, for instance, access for their textile export to the European or American market, or I don't know. I mean, it was a trade-off in which they kind of did not probably realize as much as they should, how much they were signing away for health. Also, you have to remember, these agreements are signed by trade ministers. The health ministers are not at the table, and nobody kind of was really watching what the health implications were. But that became very clear very, very soon after. And as Hoon also has written his book, Kicking Away the Ladder, for me, that TRIPS agreement really was a moment of kicking away the ladder for technological development of the global south by not allowing them to develop their technological capabilities like the industrial countries have done by first copying and learning how to do it before they accepted patents to protect their innovation. And so the global south countries have immediately been confronted with that all technological innovation happens in industrialized countries, and they can only be recipients and can't or have really difficulties to access those technology to even learn and improve their technological capabilities. There are some exceptions. I think India, I mean, had quite a strong pharmaceutical industry, but only generics. They didn't have yet the capacity to really bring that innovation, and they're still struggling because of that gap in most sophisticated technological capacity.